Adam Fletcher Brown here, the very first artist video blog of 2011, and my guest returning to Kicks Country from Nashville, Tennessee by way of Abilene, Texas. Please welcome Guy Penrod. How are you, Guy?
I'm good, Fletch. How are you?
Good. It's been about a year or so since we've seen you.
It has been.
Your last single did very, very well for you. All right, Are You the One? Great song.
Yeah. You guys played it. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
I learned something.
You did?
I learned something that I didn't realize. It wasn't that I didn't know who the Gaithers were. I knew who the Gaithers were.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize was how many of my audience members were huge Gaithers fans. And as soon as we started playing Are You the One, we were flooded with phone calls going, is that Guy Penrod of the Gaither vocal band? And we were, well, yes it is. And they were like, where can I get that album?
Yay.
So you have
Thank you.
You have a tremendous following in Kicks Country, and you ought to be applauded.
Well, thanks. No, it's one of those things that my wife and I took a calculated risk. I probably told you this last time we were through, but this record was something we wanted to do. I've been wanting to do for 20 years, and just felt as though this was the right time. You know, timing is everything. And my kids were growing up. I've got 7 boys, and I'm starting to see them out into the world and their college lives and things. And I felt like time was passing real fast. You know how that goes. And I wanted to do it before time got away from me. So that's why I left the vocal band and started this. But the risk I'm talking about is that in all the years of traveling out there in the vocal band and doing concerts, I realized that a lot of the country audience and the gospel audience that we were singing to, at least, were one and the same, and shaking hands with them night after night after night. And I knew that already. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, unfortunate in that I had to go through a lot of effort to get around to a whole bunch of radio people that didn't necessarily know who we were. Fortunate in that I get to make new friends. So that is all good, you know, and it's work. But I've had to go about convincing folks along the way. You weren't much of a sell there. I didn't have to convince you.
Oh no, it was a great song.
We just came in here and you treated us great, open arms. But I've had to go in a lot of audiences and say, man, really, if you'll give this a chance, I think you'll be surprised with how many of your people already are familiar with it.
I will absolutely endorse that. I knew the Gaithers, and I had just assumed, you know, hey, we're crossing genres here. You have your country, you have your contemporary Christian, you have your Christian country. Right. I think in terms of genre.
Right. Which is natural for what you do.
Exactly. I put you on my Kicks Country station, and my audience went wild for it. They ate it up. So
that's what we're trying to do, is blur the lines, or maybe just make everybody aware that the lines are blurred. You know what I mean? Especially in this technical age where we can, you know, my kids, they know how to do it. I don't know how to do it too well, but they get their MP3 players and their iPods, and they load it up with a playlist that is so diverse. When I look at my kids' playlists, I'm like, dang. You know, there's no radio station in the country that plays that diverse a playlist. But that's what the technology has afforded the kids the ability to do nowadays. And so I'm kind of bringing to light the obvious, and that is that your listening audience has many different things that they dig, and this one we bet on.
I thought it was obvious too. It wasn't obvious until after your visit, until after we started playing the record. Now the album, still the same album, Breathe Deep.
Yeah, we're still working this record.
Your first solo album, and you've been touring with it. You've been doing great things, and we're on the second single now. Pray About Everything. Tell us what that's about. Is it as obvious as the title?
It is absolutely that obvious. It's simple. Texans need simple info. I'm a Texan, bro, and just keep it simple for me. And not a good multitasker. Give me one thing. So for me, the title says it, and it's everything to be able to say it with one statement. I'm a professional worrier. I don't know if there's any of you out there that are like that, but I know how to worry. Mama raised me knowing to be scared of this and scared of that, scared of this and scared of that, so that I didn't get hurt, right, or in trouble. And in our culture, you can find that, man, they don't sell you a new suit of clothes without scaring you first about looking stupid in the clothes you got on. Fear sells most everything we buy.
Absolutely.
At some level. And you know, we're just humans. There's a lot of times you have regrets about the way you've lived life, or the decision you made up to now, or a bad one. or you worry about how you're going to provide for, in my case, a big old family and college for everybody, or how's a new business going to actually get off the ground, you know, how's that going to work? And we fret over stuff where it's natural to do, but I believe in the concept that there's a real God who really loves you, who really cares about you, and He wants to convert conversation with you. Just get up and talk to me. Talk to Him about what it is that's bugging you, or what your needs are, or what you're concerned about for your kids or your family. And He really is there, He really does listen, and He really does answer.
Wow, that's actually a very powerful message, especially now, considering everything that, you know, we as parents are challenged with our children now. So, and this song is going to be as much for the parents as it is for the kids, because the kids, we want our kids to grow up. We tell our kids, you know, pray about everything, you know, and feel good about it, you know, but sometimes we as adults, we forget, you know.
I do that easily.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm going to let Guy Penrod sing his new single, Pray About Everything. We're going to invite Jason to come sit over here, and we'll be back, and we'll talk more with Guy Penrod after this. Our very first artist video blog of 2011 is Guy Penrod at Kicks96Country.com.
Time is tight and money's short. River's up and the weatherman, he's calling for another storm. Pressure's on, margins thin. Gotta figure out a fix for this awful fix I'm in. Oh mama, what am I gonna do? And she said, child, there's only one thing you can do. Well, don't worry about nothing. Let it go, see what tomorrow brings. Don't worry about nothing. Pray about everything. Love is blind, faith don't care. Lose your grip and your balloons go sailing off into the air. Oh mama, what am I gonna do? And she said, child, there's only one thing you can do. Well, don't worry about nothing. Just let it go, see what tomorrow brings. Don't worry about nothing, pray about everything. Hey, pray about everything. Oh, take a walk, take a breath. Oh, give it all a rest. Take a cane pole to the fishing hole and catch a couple of fish. And just like that, toss them back, make a little wish. And pray about everything. Well, don't worry about nothing. Just let it go, see what tomorrow brings. Don't worry about it, stress about it, fret about it. No, don't worry about nothing. Hey, let it go, see what tomorrow brings. Don't worry about nothing. Come on, pray about everything. Yeah, pray about everything.
Pray About Everything, Guy Penrod at Kicks96Country.com. The album again, Breathe Deep. Guy, that was awesome.
Man, I appreciate it. What do you think about that song? You tell me what you think.
I think honestly what I said right before to begin playing. I believe it's a message that is very relevant to right now. Everybody I know has some form of trial, trouble that they're suffering over, whether it's, you know, their kids' grades, how they're going to put them through college, how they're going to pay their bills, if their job. I know so many people who've lost their jobs, you know, or trying to get new jobs. I have friends in Nashville I'm trying to help get new jobs, you know, things like that. And they don't know what to do. I mean, and there's that sense of desperation. And the song, what it really does for me, personally, I like the tempo. Because you have this, hey man, Mom, what do I do? I'm stressing out of my mind. It could be a ballad, it could be a sad, woeful tune, but it's not. It's it's a message of, hey man, don't be down, smile, be happy, and pray about everything. And I like that.
I'm glad to hear it.
A good, strong, positive, tempoed message. In a time when folks really need to hear something, uplifting.
Yep, I agree.
So tell me now, if my audience wants to go and get the single or the album, how do they find it?
Well, go to GuyPenrod.com, www.GUYPENROD.com. It's for sale there. You can buy it, I think, by the single or download the record, or you can buy a copy of the record and we'll ship it out to you. You can get it at Amazon, Walmart.com, Walmart, Target, just about anywhere you buy music, Lifeway, Christian stores. You can pick the record up. Of course, I like it best if you get it from me, so come on, get it from GuyPenrod.com.
What if your fans want to reach out and touch you and tell you how their music has touched you? Can they do that on Facebook
Absolutely.
or Twitter? Or
Facebook, Twitter, MySpace. I used to call it MySpace.
Space.
My kids get me all up. I still call it Twitting.
Twitting.
Right?
Twitter.
It's tweeting.
Tweeting.
You tweet on Twitter. You don't twit on Twitter.
Yeah, but you're not a twit if you tweet.
Is that right?
I don't think you're a twit. I don't think they call you twit.
I'm a twit and twit.
You get that a lot. With the new solo album, have you had a lot of surge of support from your fans, from those who supported you as a Gaither and said, hey, this is great stuff?
They made it the #1 selling record in that genre. We outsold everybody that was in that gospel genre, and we weren't shooting at that audience, although we were, we cognitively approached them as far as concert ticket sales, and had a great year from that perspective. Sold about 130,000 tickets last year, and getting back out to the same bunch. Yes, that bunch embraced this music 100%, and what they're excited about is that I'm trying to kick it into a bigger pond too. Not from the perspective of a competition type approach, but just the perspective of taking truth, a way that we believe enough that that's how we're living our lives, or attempting to. Not perfectly, but definitely chasing after the things that we believe in. And believing that enough that instead of just putting money on the train of music being the thing that you're wanting to do with it, is make a bunch of money. Instead of just that, we're putting philosophy on the train and taking the risk of putting our philosophy out there in places where you don't know how to be received, and rolling it down the track of life because we believe so much in what it is we're singing and saying.
Absolutely. Well, you got a great song, you got a great album,
Thank you.
And I know that my listeners will eat it up again. Guy Penrod from Nashville, Tennessee, come down here to support his CD, Breathe Deep, the new single, Pray About Everything. And if you want to hear it, you make sure you call us at the Case Country Station. We'd love to have you. Guy, thanks for coming to visit us. Promise you'll come to visit us again too. Don't stay away too long.
Definitely will. I appreciate the opportunity to come down and talk with you, Fletch. You've always been kind to us, and we appreciate it.
Well, we try to be good here in Case Country. All right, and we'll talk to Guy next time, and we'll definitely see you next time on another artist video blog here on Case96Country.com.